G'day guys, I'm about to show you how to create the ultimate starter farm for your brand new world or even the old world that is in need of the perfect farming setup. Not only is this farm extremely efficient, but it is able to be as large as you need simply by adding more levels. This is perfect for those of you who are tired of having your friends laugh at you because it's so small. This farm will make sure that yours is bigger than all of your friends. The added benefit of looking good too. So without wasting any more time, let's jump right into the tour. So as you can see, this farm is a huge circle 50 blocks from side to side. We have a very aesthetic wall surrounding the top layer of the farm made out of leaves, stripped spruce logs, spruce slabs, and spruce trapdoors. You can see as we walk towards the middle, there is a very large open section. From here you can see more levels of the farm. This farm looks small from the surface but can literally be as big as you need. Each layer of farm can house a different crop. If you don't want the middle section to be a hole, you can of course leave it as one level and build your house in the middle. However, we are going to build multiple levels here, so you can skip the extra levels section of the tutorial if you would like to just build a house. As we head down the ladder, we can access any level of the farm. Each level is built exactly the same, so if you can build one, you can build more. The design is extremely simple, and the only thing which will require some time to get is the iron for the lanterns. However, if you want to use glowstone or any other form of light, you can easily change them out. The leaves and trapdoor gates continue throughout each level, which leaves us with an awesome looking open center, which is what makes the farm stand out. It gives the farm a natural open feeling, all while being completely hidden from the above world. If you head to the very bottom of the farm and stand in the middle, when you look up you will see a towering structure above you, which makes you feel like you are standing in an enormous build. This makes the build feel so much more epic and will for sure impress anyone you show it to. It also makes it very easy to exit the farm when using an elytra. Now that you know what you are building, let's get started with the tutorial. Now the very first thing you need to do is find yourself a relatively flat and open space. This will be pretty hard to find in the wild, so you may need to do some slight terraforming. Just make sure to pick a spot which requires the least amount of work. I've found that the plains biome is the best one for this type of build. It's nice and flat and also doesn't have any trees you have to cut down. Now, if you can't find a plains biome, a spruce biome will work as well, just as long as it is still relatively flat, and cutting down the trees is going to be a task you have to do anyway because the wood is required for the build. Now, the build requires at least 50 blocks in either direction of flat land. I would recommend going a little bit further to about 70 just to give yourself a little bit of extra working space. Locate the center of the area and place a special block down in the middle so that you won't lose this spot. I have chosen to use a diamond block. This spot is important to make sure that the build is symmetrical. Now on all sides you need to build 24 blocks out in a straight line. On the 25th block, break the top grass block and replace it with a single piece of spruce stripped log. You need to do this on all 4 sides, and the way I did it to make sure I didn't lose count was using 2 different blocks to measure. I used 3 gold blocks and then 1 diamond block to easily count 4 blocks. I then did this 6 times for a total of 24, and it made counting the blocks so much easier. If you don't want to use blocks, you can always use a shovel instead and dig a dirt path to measure. However you choose to count, just make sure to count to 24 and then place the log on the 25th. Miscounting here will destroy everything, so make sure to do it right. Now that all the logs are placed down, go ahead and extend the logs out sideways. Dig 5 blocks on each side, making the length 11 blocks long in total. Make sure to do this for all 4 sides, and they should be facing towards the center block that we placed at the start. Now go ahead and create 2 more holes, which are 3 blocks long on each side. As you can see, they are heading inwards toward the center of the build. These sides will form the very start of the outer circle which we are currently creating. Now the next part looks trickier than it actually is, so really focus on what we do on the screen. This is the part where the circle will connect. The pattern is 1 2 1 2 1. The final block is the corner of the circle. After this block, it curves the opposite way. It is easiest to just go from each side counting 1 2 1 2 1 and meeting on the corners. Yeah, I know a circle doesn't have a corner, but this is Minecraft. Don't judge. As long as you've counted properly, you should have a perfect circle with a radius of 25 blocks. If it didn't line up correctly on the screen is the pattern to follow, so you can count and try and find out where the error has been made. Now we have the fun part, mining out the entire area. The first layer for you may be grass, which will be nice and easy to mine out. However, if you have enough resources, it will be smart to set up a haste 2 beacon. Using a haste 2 beacon and an efficiency 5 pickaxe, you will be able to instantly mine stone. If you don't have the resources yet, don't worry, it just means it will take a little longer to mine out the required space. Remember, you can always start with just the first level and make more as you need it. Now, mining only one block to start will make the next couple of steps a lot easier, so I recommend only mining down one block for now. As you can see on the screen, the next step is the beginning of the next circle. To do this, we are going to do the exact same thing that we did for the first circle, except this time we are going to build out 14 blocks from the middle and place the stripped spruce wood on the 15th block. I once again use gold and diamond blocks to count out the distance. Once you have all 4 sides marked, go ahead and extend each side by 3 blocks to make them 7 blocks long in total. The pattern for this smaller circle is 3, 2, 1, 1. Then it changes direction and it becomes 1, 1, 2, 3. However, if it is easier for you to create, you can go to each side and just go 3, 2, 1, 1, then move on to the next side and meet in the middle. As you can see on the screen, we use gold blocks as a temporary block. However, you can use whatever block you like as the temporary block. If you don't understand, just rewatch the last 30 seconds and watch carefully how we place the blocks down. Once again, the pattern for this circle is on the screen now. Now for the final circle. I know there's a lot of circles, but I promise this is the last one. It is definitely worth it. Thankfully, this is the easiest out of them all. For this circle, mark out 10 blocks from the middle and then place the stripped spruce log on the 11th block. This smaller circle starts with the same measurements as the last circle, extending each side by 3 for a total length of 7 blocks. The pattern is then 2, 2, 1, 2, 2. Nice and easy. Once again, you can easily follow along by watching how we place them down on the screen. If you need to see the pattern, it is also up on the screen now. Now for the next step, it doesn't matter what side you choose to do this on, since the build up until this point has been completely symmetrical, meaning as long as you followed each step properly, every side should be exactly the same. However, for this step, we create the entrance to the farm, so make sure to put this entrance on the side which is more convenient for you and fits into your world the best. Start by going to the outer circle and finding the center block. I placed the spruce log in a different direction to make it easy to identify. If you follow the steps exactly, then yours should also look just like this. From the center block, go 2 blocks out and place a line of spruce logs connecting the outer circle to the middle circle. The path should be 3 blocks wide. Fill in the center with spruce planks, and once the bridge is filled in, remove the spruce logs at the end of the bridge and replace them also with spruce planks. Now go ahead and fill in the space between the small circle and the middle circle, just like I am doing right now. This will be the space where you can walk around. Now that the top section is created, it is time to clear out the area underneath to begin the next level. This step is the step you want to return to if you want to create more levels. You want to mine out all the way up to and under the outer circle of spruce logs. Dig down 5 blocks, giving us 5 blocks between our feet and the top layer. Next up, go ahead and place down spruce log beams from the ground to the top on the center of each side of all 3 circles. Then go ahead and copy the outer circle onto the floor. Place in stripped spruce logs around the outside of the floor, creating the same circle we created for the very top level. Make sure to go all the way around. Now that the outer circle is done, go ahead and do the exact same thing for the middle and small circles. Just look up to copy the exact same pattern that you created above. Both levels should be identical for the spruce logs. Now this next step is going to be very complicated, so I will try to explain it to the best of my abilities. What we will be doing is setting up the water and plowed land for the top level of the farm. The pattern I have chosen to use for the water is the most efficient utilization of space that is possible, using the least amount of water for the most amount of hydrated farmland. You don't need to be as precise as me. You can just place more spruce stairs for water. However, if you do want to get the most efficiency out of the farm, do your best to follow the pattern here. Alright, here we go. So from the outer circle on the first section of 3 blocks closest to the middle, build 3 dirt blocks out, place a spruce stair, and then connect to the middle circle using another 5 dirt blocks and another spruce stair. Go ahead and copy this on all sides. You should have 8 in total. On the 3 sides which do not have a bridge, simply place 4 blocks from the center of the outer circle, then 1 spruce stair, and add another 4 dirt blocks connecting it to the middle circle, kind of like we did on the last step. Next, find the middle of the middle circle and place 3 dirt blocks and 1 spruce stair on all 4 corners, exactly like I am doing now. On the outer ring, find the middle of each corner and place 3 dirt blocks with 2 spruce stairs, just like I'm doing here. And now that you've done that, fill in everything else with dirt. And as long as you followed the steps correctly, every single dirt block once plowed should be sufficiently hydrated. If you don't want to follow the pattern or a piece of land is not hydrated and you don't know why, simply replace a nearby dirt block with a spruce stair. Once everything is all filled in, you can go ahead and fill these stairs with water. And just like that, the hardest step of this entire build is complete. Now, the next step is optional, and if you like, you can create your own design. That is because the next step is creating the walls for the levels under the top level. The walls are not going to be very visible unless you are using the farm yourself. If you would prefer, you can choose to add storage systems into the wall or whatever block palette you like. If you would like to use my design for the walls, let me quickly show you how I've done it. It is a fairly simple design using only stripped spruce logs and spruce stairs. I've placed extra spruce log pillars every few blocks along the walls and added spruce stairs as stabilizers to the pillars. It adds a bit of depth to the walls and also adds to the realism of the build. If you want to copy the walls, just watch how I am creating them and follow along. Like I said, you can choose to make them completely custom or even just keep them as stone. Not many people will see this section of the build unless they are actually using your farm. Next up, we need to set up the lighting. I've chosen to just place the lanterns randomly, and then when I plant the crops, I place the extra light where necessary. Crops require a light level of 9 or above, so if there is not enough light, the crops will not grow. Once you plant the level and wait for it to all grow, you will see very quickly which areas need a little more lighting. This is the way I did it, since it is the easiest method, but you can be more strategic with the placement if you prefer. Lanterns look nice and placing them randomly doesn't look too bad at all. Remember, you can also use glowstone, sea lanterns or frog lights instead of lanterns. Just make sure you have enough of whatever you choose to use. Now, I am adding a few more pillars around the inner circles, which you can see on the screen. On the smaller circle, I am placing them on the single block on the very corner of each circle, right in between the other two pillars along the sides. Then on the middle circle, I place 2 pillars on each corner, on the edge with 2 blocks right before it turns into a 1 block curve, once again as you can see on the screen. Just like we did on the upper level, we need to fill in the walkway with spruce planks. So go ahead and mine out the entire walkway and fill the space using spruce planks. Once that is done, you can do the same for the space between the larger circle and the middle circle, except replace stone with the dirt. Copy the same pattern of spruce stairs which you used on the above level simply by looking up, locating the stairs and placing them right underneath you. Once you've filled the entire area in, fill the stairs with water, plow all of the land and plant the crop which you want to use for that level. For this level, I chose to use wheat. Now that the level is fully decked out with crops, it's time to add the details to make this build really stand out. First of all, go ahead and place spruce stairs around the pillars of the lower level. This will make the beams look better by adding to the realism of them. It also adds an extra layer of depth, which really changes how the build can look. I'm sure by now you can see the build starting to come together. Now we need to add the ladders, so head to the inner circle. All 4 pillars on the flat sides of the circle need to have ladders. Remove the spruce plank above and place ladders all the way up the inside of the pillar. This will allow you to travel up and down levels with no troubles at all. Now we are at the step which gives the build the iconic look that you saw at the very beginning. On the very top level, place a single spruce log on the corners of the bridge. Place a spruce slab on top of the spruce log and then 3 spruce leaves right next to the log along the side of the outer circle. Place spruce trapdoors on top of all 3 leaves and then place another spruce log next to the spruce leaves. Place a spruce slab on top of this log also, and there you have it. The wall design is complete. All that is left to do is copy that exact design all the way around the top circle. Do this by placing 1 log, then 3 leaves, then 1 log, then 3 leaves. Continue this all the way around. Remember to place spruce slabs on top of the logs and then the spruce trapdoors on top of the leaves. Now we are going to use the exact same design on the inner circle. Place a spruce log on top of the pillar which you placed the ladders earlier, and go ahead and add the same design using 3 leaves, 1 log, and then 3 leaves again. Also remembering to add the spruce slabs on top of the logs and then the trapdoors on top of the leaves. For the bridge, we have to change the design very slightly. Instead of using a 3-in-1 design, we must use a 2-in-1 design. Place 2 leaves on the sides with 1 log separating just like this. Then leave open a 3-block gap to allow access to the farm from the bridge. For the next part, you may need to use scaffolding or just build up to the right height. You can place them if you crouch over the edge, but it may be a little tricky. Place spruce trapdoors underneath the spruce logs you just placed. As you can see, we are placing them on the inside of the circle 1 block down. This will once again add a little bit of depth to the build, making it look much nicer. Do the same on the lower level, just like we are doing here. Go ahead and fill in the top level with the crop you would like to use. For this level, I have chosen to use carrots, but you can choose any crop that you prefer. Once that is down, go down to the lower level and copy the exact same pattern with the leaves and spruce logs that you used on the upper level, just like we are doing here. And there you have it, the farm is now complete. You can copy the exact same design below to add more levels, just complete the same steps that you did and you will be able to make the farm as big as you possibly need. Now, if you made it to the end of the video, comment down below your favorite color so I know who made it to the end and I can reply to you in the comments. Also, I have my own SMP server with tons of free ranks you can unlock, dungeons, OP gear, weekly events, and so much more. The IP is on the screen, and if you join, type in the command /here from YouTube and you can claim your very own custom kit to help you get started. You will also get access to an exclusive tag which is only for you guys, so make sure not to tell anyone. Anyway, if you want to support the channel, share this video with your friends, watch it again, like, comment, and most importantly, subscribe so I can see you again in the next video. I love you and wish you nothing but the best for your next Minecraft adventure. I'll see you in the next one.